What's going on, guys? This is Joey Young coming at you with another update. Today we are going to be talking about the Nano Reef. It's been 6 months. Time has flown by pretty fast for this tank. Can't believe it's up for 6 months, guys. 6 months. So what's new since last month? I would say not much has changed. I would say it's pretty stable now. Pretty consistent. Not much has changed in the tank. I would say, the algae growth on the side of the tank has been pretty much consistent. Every week I would have to kind of like use this little my little algae scrubber here to kind of scrub it. I mainly scrub the front just because, like I mentioned in my other videos, I kind of like to keep the algae there just for the snails and to munch on, really, to have, instead of like munching on other stuff. The fish in here are doing great. These are the same fish, not no deaths in terms of the livestock there. The corals are doing good. I did have, I don't know if you guys can see here, some of these ones here, they're kind of getting eaten by the snails / shrimp for occasion, and I don't know what's going on there. I did try to, this one's empty now, but that one, this one here, you see that one right there, I tried to frag a couple of these and put them back there. These two got eaten by either shrimps or snail. They didn't really last really long. As you can see, my one frag dude there is surviving. So I am trying to frag out some of these zoas because they are starting to bush up a little bit too much, where they're kind of colliding, as you can see down here, colliding to each other. And I'm trying to spread them out, like a couple here, a couple there, up here. I would try to put some up here, but I think the light might be too much for them. But I'm going to experiment on a couple of them just to see which ones work out. But yeah, overall, the corals are pretty stable. The plants in this tank actually has been like growing like ridiculously. So the blade grass here, I had a bunch on this side and this side. I actually, trimmed a lot of it off and sowed probably a good 2 or 3 portions of that plant alone, and we still have a bunch more. The dragon's breath, you can't see it up here, but there was a big bush, like probably like half of this tank. I trimmed half of that, sowed that, and I still have this bunch over here, that bunch in this corner, a bunch more in this separate tank, and then like a few more that are just lingering here. So this thing grows like crazy. Once it establishes in your tank really well, it takes off. I do think I have a little secret to growing these plants a little bit better, and I'll probably share them in a different video. But yeah, I think I got it down pretty good to growing these macroalgae pretty fast and pretty sick. The one cool thing is this rock right here. I had a previous coral attached to this rock right here, and then the zoa that was sitting right next to it was just a frag, jumped on to here, and now it has a nice colony that jumped onto there. So that's pretty cool. The one thing right here is you can see these blue mushrooms here, and the one in the corner right here, it's starting to get ridiculously big. Like this is a frag here, but there's like multiple colonies down here. That's just one big giant one, but over here there's at least like 7 heads in here that are just like, the frag piece is probably the size of maybe like that right there, that white rock that's over here, and it's taken over that area, and one of them already leached onto the main rock here. So I'm going to try to watch that a little bit closer, because I know that it can spread really easily, and like as you can see, if it looks like that, it can probably basically take up everything. So I'm going to be really careful with that, making sure it doesn't spread too much too fast. But I really want the zoas to kind of spread on here, on the rocks, the main rocks at least. Like this frag right here, it's got like these 3 right here are on the main rock, like it's actually latched on there, so that's why it's stuck there pretty well. But yeah, so the one thing about this tank, we're starting to grow a decent amount of coralline algae along the back of the tank, and as you can see, the pump here has a lot of it. You can't see, but a lot of the plastic parts, especially the heater as well, is growing really nicely. So once probably this back wall here covers it, and maybe some of the side, I'll probably keep some of the side, but mainly the back is what I'm looking for. That would be pretty cool. This tank is actually really easy in terms of dosing for like calcium, magnesium, and all that. I actually really don't have to dose anything. The water change, my weekly water change, actually takes care of all of that, because I've actually tested multiple times throughout the week, and the levels are actually really consistent and pretty high, where it's sustainable. The only element that I actually need to dose is magnesium, and I really only need to dose once, and then once I do the water change, that's pretty good for a couple days, and then I have to dose like one more time, like once a week. So actually the dosing for this tank is super easy. I really don't have to do much, as long as, you know, that water change is there. If I probably stop the water change weekly and do a bi-weekly water change, I'll probably have to dose twice at magnesium, and then some of the other levels, probably towards the end of the first week, it'll start to drop or dip a little bit, but it's not that bad, where, like, you know, these corals and these zobos would just drop like flies. I don't think that would happen if I went to a bi-weekly. But since I'm already kind of doing a weekly water changes in my planet tank, why not? You know, this tank is here, it's super easy, you know, it's just literally like, you know, 10%, it's like nothing versus my other like tanks with 50%, right? So not too terrible. Everything is really nice now. Let me see, the one thing that I am kind of concerned about is those gobies, those mandarins. They're still alive, they're still like swimming in here, eating, you know, doing whatever, but, you know, they eat those pods like so fast, it's ridiculous. A lot of the pods are still in here, the main ones. I don't know if you can see him, but he's over here. There's the mandarin right there. He's just chilling. The other one, I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully he didn't die, but I know that they're roaming in here somewhere. I do, you know, supply with live once in a while to see, you know, they take that, but they only mainly take zoas, or I'm sorry, take the pods, and a lot of the pods are in the filter. So when I do my weekly water change, I go in there and I try to like dig up a bunch of pods and I toss them back in here to the main tank, and then, you know, it's like an endless cycle because they keep jumping back into the sump, and then they get, you know, they get stuck in there or whatever. But also, like, you know, a lot of those rocks, it has like a lot of like nooks and crannies, and a lot of those pods are actually hiding in there. So, you know, those mandarins are just roaming in there and just, you know, chowing down on these pods. So it's pretty cool. Other than that, I'm not really too concerned about, you know, anything else. I've experimented with the SPSs in here. They don't do too well. You know, they'll live for maybe a couple months, and then, you know, they'll kind of start dropping. So I'm probably going to stick with the softies here, and I'm fine with that. You know, I'm not really too picky. These mushrooms up here are starting to like spread and like separate pretty easily, so it's looking good, guys. You know, I'm just gonna let this tank grow and just, you know, let the fish and the livestock do its thing, and just continue to trim these plants, really. So yeah, this is the update on the Nano Reef. Let me know what you guys think, and peace, guys.